So now let's work on the search menu. We're gonna make it like this one right here. So this is what we're gonna try and create. So we're gonna start from here. So let me go back to the, so now we are in the header. So let me create a new component. So we're gonna go to components, header, and inside this header we can create another component, okay? And let's call it search menu, okay? .js and RFC, and then close this right here. And let me import it right here, okay? So this is the header left, it's gonna be after the header left right here, okay? And let's, what we called it, the search menu, okay, like this, okay? And let's go inside there and work on it, okay? So the first thing is we're gonna return, let me just remove this. So it's gonna be a div that has the same that the header left class name, okay, header left, and also it's gonna have another class name which is gonna be search area, and also another class name which is going to be scroll bar, okay? And inside this we can have a search wrap like this, and inside this also going to have a header logo, and then we're going to have a circle, and then it's going to have the hover one, and inside this we're going to have the logo, or not the logo but the return icon or SVG like this. Also we're gonna have after it, we're gonna right here we're gonna have a search div, and inside this we're gonna have a div, and inside this let's have the search icon which is gonna be the SVG, okay? And we're gonna pass the color. Let me get the color from here. So we had this color right here. Let's copy it. You can pass it, you know, but I'm just gonna have it right here, it's not a problem. But passing it I think would be better, okay? So let me just pass it. Let's go right here. Like this. Okay, just to not write this code again, you can go to the props and get the color. And then use it right here. So the color is going to be the color that's best. Like this, okay? And then let me see what we have. And after this we can have an input, a type text, and the placeholder is going to be the same, search Facebook, okay? Let's see what else we have. And after we're gonna have a search history header, okay, history. So let me do something. Let me go right here to the header itself, and let me hide this because it's gonna be hidden when we show this, so we can see how it looks. So display, and let's have it none, okay? This gonna create this problem, so let me just cut it from here, and let me have a div right here, which is have everything inside the header left like this, and take this div and make it, you know, display none like this, okay? So we can see this only. Let me go back right here to this, not the size but the search menu, and in this div we're gonna have a span, and so this we're gonna have recent searches like this, and also we're gonna have an href. You can have a link. I'm gonna just have an href, it's not gonna go anywhere. So inside this we just have an edit, okay? Let me see what else we have. We're gonna have two other divs, which is gonna be the search history. We're not gonna work on them right now, but this is when we have our search history, okay? Also we're gonna have another div which is gonna be, let me just see, search results, and also we're gonna have the scroll bar class name, okay? So this is for the header. Let me do something first. Let me go right here. This is gonna be the header left. I know this is boring for you, but I need it to make sure that everything is alright, okay? And this ends right here, and this is gonna be for the middle, okay? So let's copy that and go after the middle, okay, right here, and then copy it right here, and this is right, so you know your ads, okay? I'm just commentating everything, okay, like this. And after this we're just gonna have another one which is gonna be for the search menu like this, okay? And inside this we're gonna have, so now let's work on the size. You can just copy them from the attachments if you don't wanna, you know, see them from here and do it all the time right here, right? Okay, so it's gonna be the search area first, and I'm gonna try to be fast with them. So the position is gonna be absolute, okay? That's the first thing. I'm gonna have align items to be flex start. I'm gonna have the flex direction to be column, okay, and I have gap to be 6 pixels. Also the background is going to be var, which is going to be bg primary white, okay, and then the box shadow is going to be 0, 12 pixels, and it's going to be the shadow variable 1, so variable shadow 1, and also we're going to have insets, which is the shadow from inside the elements, which is going to be inset, and then it's going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, and then we're going to have a variable which is going to be shadow insets that we have, okay. That's the first thing. Also we're going to need to make the border radius this round and also this round, so border radius bottom left 10 pixels and also bottom right is going to be 10 pixels, okay. A transition value which is going to be 0.2 seconds. You can have like font smoothing, so WebKit font smoothing, if we get it, we don't get it, so we can write ourselves, so WebKit, if I can write, okay, this is pissing me off, okay, and then we're gonna have on T alias, okay, like this. Also gonna have added the transition. You can have like a z index, which is gonna be 1. This is if you're gonna leave the elements. I'm gonna hide it, but you can leave it, it's not a problem. If you're gonna put these elements over the other elements, then you should do it. If not, you can just remove it, okay. So I'm gonna say what we're gonna do else, okay. Now the minimum height is gonna be 400 pixels, and also the maximum height is going to be 70 VH, like this. So this is, I think, all. Let me just review this. Okay, I've done the padding or not. I'm not did it. So the padding is going to be let's see, maybe 8 pixels from top, 12 pixels or 16 pixels from right, and 10 from bottom and 6 from left, like this. And this go to the search wrap, and it's going to be display flex, align items center, okay, and it's gonna go like this. And also gonna need the gap to be 6 pixels, and then also gonna go to the search area, and then we're gonna select the search div inside it. Also gonna have the padding to be 10 pixels from top, 44 pixels from bottom, and also from the not from bottom, from right, and from bottom is gonna be 10 pixels and 12 pixels from left. And the width is gonna be 252 pixels, okay, 252 pixels. And then after this, we're gonna have a gap to be 4 pixels, okay. Let's go after this. Now we're gonna select the input, so the search area, and then we're gonna go to the search and then the input, and we're gonna make this so the padding left is gonna be 4 pixels. I'm just trying to make it as perfect as possible. So also we're gonna select the SVG, so search. This is going to be in the search area, okay, so this is the search area, and then also the search, and then we're going to select the SVG and transform, and then translates, and we're going to translate which side the Y, and then it's going to be 1 pixels, and it's going to move a bit, okay. And also going to select the elements when it's placeholder, so search area dot search, and then the inputs. We're going to select this placeholder, which is the text you have in the input in the first place, and also it's going to be a transform, and that translate is going to be Y. Let's see what's the value, -2 pixels, okay. And then also we're going to select the placeholder when you focus. So when you focus, when you click like this is going to change. So we can have dot search area search, and then the input when it's focus. So you can select that when you focus on it, and then you select the placeholder. So this way you can do it, it's pretty cool. And you're gonna go transform, and then translate Y, and then it's gonna be -1 pixel, like this. This is gonna be different, as you see, okay. So that's the things that we have right now. Let me go to the search history, if I can write it, history header, okay, like this. I don't know what I was doing, okay. I'm just looking through my phone to see the size that I had. So the width is going to be 100%, and also the display is going to be flex, and align item center, and let's see, justify content is going to be spaced out, so space between, not around, space between, and the padding is going to be 10 pixels, and the font size is going to be 14 pixels, okay. So they should now be separated like this, okay. For this, so let me see what else we have. Now we're gonna go to the span, so let me select this, and then go right here, select the span, After the select and the span, this is going to be a width, not the width. What I'm doing, font width is going to be 600, and also the font size is going to be 16 pixels. Okay, and we're going to do the same way. We're going to select that, but this time we're going to select the link, which is the A tag. Okay, and then right here, let me see, have, so the color is simply, the cursor is going to be pointer, and also the color is going to be blue. So color variable blue color, like this. And the last thing, we're going to go just simply right here, and let me add the search history right here. So the search history, just make sure that the width is 100%, like this. Okay, so now if we went from here, this is going to be, we're going to add the size after, but as you see, if we go back from here to here, then we go full screen and see the difference, you're not going to see any difference. Okay, so no difference between them. This is just the color right here. We're going to change that, so we can go right here, go back to the search menu, and also pass the color for it. So the search, now the return, also we can pass the color, and it's going to be color like this. And now we change, so let me go from here and here, and it looks exactly the same. Okay, so in the beginning it's not going to be shown, so now let's work on showing it only when we click right here. Let me go back. So I'm only going to show it when we click, and also the click outside. Okay, so let's do that. That's not going to be hard. So let's go right here. First of all, let's go back to the header itself. Let me remove this. First of all, let's define a state. Let's call it show search menu, and set show search menu, and it's going to be use state, and it's going to be false in the beginning, so it's not going to be shown in the beginning. Okay, so we can take this, we do a test right here. So only when it's true, then we're going to show this element right here, which is going to be the search menu. Okay, so now it's going to disappear. Let me go and remove this, so it's going to go back to normal. So this is what we were at. So now when we click on here, this is going to show. Okay, so let's go to the search div, which is this one. Okay, and add on click event, and on click we're going to have an arrow function. We did right here. Okay, so this is going to be just an arrow function right here, and all we're going to do is just set the show search menu. We're going to make it true. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay, this is going to be true. So now when we make this true, this is going to change to true, and this is now is going to be shown. So we click on it, now it's going to be shown. Okay, so now let's work on hiding it to click outside. Okay, so we can do this in search menu. We can go back right here. Let me see if we have the function. Just click outside, so we don't have it. Okay, so first of all, let's define a ref. So let's call it menu, and it's going to be use ref. So we can refresh our elements. It's going to be null. So this div right here, all, is going to be referenced right here, and the reference is going to be called menu. Okay, don't worry about the scroll bar. We're gonna work on that because we're gonna have a lot of menus. We're gonna have a scroll bar right here, and then we're gonna work on it. So don't worry. We're gonna have a search the list right here, and then we're gonna see everything. Okay, so now let me import the function. So use click outside, and it's gonna be form, and go to utils or helpers, and then we're gonna have the function click outside. Okay, so we can run this function now. And simply we're gonna pass the menu, which is the reference, and also gonna have an arrow function, and all it does is gonna set this element. So this one, set the short search to true. So we're gonna take that, so we can change it. So we need to pass it, okay, with the component, and then we can go to the component itself, and then get it from here with the props, and simply after here, we're just gonna take that and just make it false, simply like this. Okay. So now click outside, and it's gonna disappear. So now let me see, open it. And now close it, open it, close it. Okay, so now last thing, once when we click on this, want to hide this also. So this is gonna be quite simple, the same way we had. So we're gonna go to this div, which has the icon. So we're gonna go on click, and then we're gonna have an arrow function, and right here we're gonna do the same thing. So set show, let me just get it, and then false, like this. Okay, so now let's see what we have. Click here, click outside, fine. Click here also, and it works. Okay. So we're not finished yet. There's a few things that we need to perfect. Okay, so first of all, when we click right here, this is not gonna get focused. So we make sure that when we click on the whole div, this input gets focused. Okay, like this. So the way that we're gonna do it, so we're gonna go to the to the use ref right here. We're gonna add another reference, which is gonna be the input. Gonna take that, gonna go to the input and add it. And simply now we're gonna go to the whole div, which is the search, which is this one. And when we click on it, simply have an R function, and all we're gonna do is take the reference, which is gonna be the input, and then take current, and then we're gonna simply focus the function, and it's gonna focus automatically. So now you can go to any place on the search and click on it, and the div is gonna get focused simply. Also, one of the things that we're gonna do, when you focus on the input, this gets removed, or the icon removed, and when you click outside it, now it gets shown again. And here we're gonna learn about something really nice. So let me first have like a state for it. So const, let's call it icon visible. It's going to be set icon visible. I don't know if I'm writing right or not. So use state, and this is going to be in the beginning too, because it's going to be shown automatically in the beginning. Okay, so let's take this. So we're going to go to the icon, which is this one, and we're going to simply test it. When it's true, then also when it's true, then we're going to show it. Okay, if not true, we're not going to show it. So if this was false, I repeat, this is not going to be shown. Okay, so only it's shown when it's true. So simply what we're going to do is we're going to go to the input, and we get an on focus. So the on focus means that when we click on the input and we focus on it like this. Okay, that's what it means. So when it's focused and the arrows you see right here, that means you can write, and that's the focus. So when we focus on that, so we simply going to have an R function, and all it does is going to set the icon visible to false, and that's going to hide it. So now when we focus, it's going to hide it. Now we want, when we unfocus, we're going to do it. And what is unfocus for the inputs? Okay, so this is quite simple. It's going to be on blur, and on blur is the opposite of the focus, only works for the inputs. Okay, and we're going to do the same things, just the difference that set visible to false is going to be true. So when you unfocus, is on blur, and now it's going to be true. So let's refresh this to see. So now we open this. Now when we click on it, now as you see, it's focused and it disappeared. Now we unfocus and it goes back to normal. So that was quite simply, and I think you learned something new right here. Also, one thing that we're going to do is right here, when you click, automatically it gets focused. And now when we click right here, it's not get focused. Okay, so we're going to do, the way that we're going to do it is quite simple. Okay, you're going to be amazed. Okay, so simply let's have a use effect right here, and all the use effects is just as runs one time when the component load. So this is an empty dependency, and I've talked about the use effects before. So simply right here, we're just going to go to the input and current, and then focus. So when we open the component the first time, it's just going to simply focus for itself. So I click and it's focused. So that was like quite easy. So now let's review everything that we've done right here. So we click right here, it opens and it's focused. You click outside it, it shows your focus, and it shows right here, click outside fine, and also this fine. So that was very, very informative. I think you've learned a lot right here. So let's see what next.